everybody, it's Christine, and it's time for Scrapbook Process video. This is a second layout this month with my Creative Ambassadors kit from Peace Craft Love, and I'll have a link below. This is the, sorry, I'm going to look on my computer because I want to get the name right. It is the Fun Stuff Embellishment Kit, 280 plus pieces fall vibes. I have used some already, if you saw an earlier layout this month. But I didn't really use nearly as many embellishments, I think, as I should have. I know I used some of my ephemera here, but y'all, look at all these options. I still have tons of chipboard. I still have tons of stickers. Y'all, I have got to use some of this up, right? So I pulled this picture out of my daughter. This is from 2017. She was off at college, but she just looks so cute. And I got some fall leaves, which is rare here in Texas. She was actually in Oklahoma. And then I dragged out some stash. Some really old stuff here. I bought this at convention, so I guess that's not technically that old, but it's also from Reminisce. I don't see a date on this one, but the name of it's Barnwood Beauty. The backside is this barn, but I'm using it for the wood. And then there's this old Reminisce paper here, because I didn't get the stash starter. I should have. She actually has a stash starter with papers, but I had some of this stuff in my stash here, and it's really thin. It's not stuff I would typically use today, so... what's weird is I see some glitter on it. I think that's from other stash. This cat, y'all. Anyways, I think I'm going to use these and my little embellishments here, or my ginormous stash of embellishments with my picture. And I did find, I'm going to show you real quickly, the layout that's a little bit inspiring to me, and the reason is because there's so many embellishments, is this Autumn in the Air from Tachita 55 from January, and she has tons of these embellishments, and I don't have the cards and whatnot, but I'm gonna make something work because I love the fact she's got all these embellishments. She has a little doily there. I'm gonna have to go digging. And my goal is to, try to use up a ton of embellishments. That's my goal. It's probably not gonna look exactly like that, obviously, but I have all this stuff, y'all. I kind of want to use the little truck. Where is it at? Well, there's trucks everywhere. There's a big one. Oh, here it is. I want to use him, so I'm going to see how I get this to work. I don't know. Anyway, that's my plan. I'm going to start with that. First thing I'm going to do is take my papers here. Now, she didn't do this on her layout, but I'm thinking I'm going to layer these and kind of tear the edges and kind of put them to the side like this. I think that's so pretty, and I may make this work. So let me get started, and I'll come back on shortly. All right, talk soon. Okay, gang. So I have cut my papers down here, and I've torn the edges. I decided that middle piece there, you can kind of see it's more of a solid, like orange on orange, tone on tone rather. It was the stripe I showed you guys originally, and I flipped it over to do something, cut it or something. I was like, oh, you know what? I kind of like that orange on tone a little bit better, just because it kind of broke up all the pattern. And I just decided against using the stripe. Now, that being said, I did mount the photograph with 2 photo mats. It's a little hard to see the skinny one right under the picture, but the one around the outside is kind of a cool little, I don't know what that pattern is, like a little wavy, scallopy looking stripe thing. And I like how that turned out. So now I've got my 3 little stripes glued down, or my 3 little pages, or good grief, I can't talk. The 3 little heart or vertical stripes of pattern paper there, and I'm starting to pull out this ephemera, and I really want to use this truck. I think it's so cute. Spoiler alert, I do not use any trucks, and I'm kind of sad. I also pulled out the washi tape. There is washi tape with this little kit here with Anna and our Peace Craft Love, and I don't end up using any of it either. I started looking at the inspiration again just because I was kind of trying to get started here, and I realized she had a bunch of little splattered paint, and I really liked that because it tied all the pieces kind of together. So I pulled out my white Mr. Huey's paint and my Distress Oxide in Carved Pumpkin, and I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle that all over the place. The white was obviously in a tube, but the Distress Oxide here was on the pad, so I had to kind of put it on the packaging and use a little water to kind of make a little splattery paint here. Y'all, I got that stuff everywhere, too. I realized after I did this, I started looking, I had it all over my laptop keyboard. I was like, oh, my God, Christine. I don't know. It went everywhere. But I do like how this turns out. I do have to let this dry for just a minute. And I'm not even sure I let it dry long enough, to be honest with you, because I think some of my white got a little smeared later, but it's okay because it's mixed media and smeared stuff is fine. So I've started gluing stuff down. Well, I hadn't glued nothing down. That's a lie. I started dry fitting. I found some little doilies. She had doilies on her inspiration layout. And I did not have it in my kit, but I knew I had something. So I had these bright turquoisey ones. I believe they're Doodlebug. I don't even know how old they are, y'all, but Doodlebug has a couple of different brightly colored doilies. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to use those. And it was close enough. Like, it's a little bit brighter than the teal that's in the collection, but it was enough to where once I start covering it, it's not really like, in your face. I do trim it off right here. My original thought was I might have used this at the top of the photograph because I wanted, 3 little sets of the teal. But I actually ended up not using it. I just kind of set it aside. So I'm going to start building this lower right corner over here, this lower right cluster over here first. I don't initially start with the same title she had. I don't really know why, other than I had this happy fall. It was laying there, and I thought, well, that'd be cute. But the way the cluster was coming out, you kind of almost need the title to be a little bit horizontal. So I'm going to start with this happy fall, but I do change my mind in just a minute. I'm using my Nuvo glue, but it's kind of running out. It's kind of hard to get out of there, so you'll see me kind of struggle just a little bit here and there. Now, I do have a lot of the same ephemera she had. Some of it's kind of looking to see what she was using, but so I put those leaves down there. I haven't glued nothing down over there 100%, but other than the doily. I have this other little stash thing here. It says favorite find. I do not remember. I think that was a Prima thing. I remember this was from years and years ago, back when they used I think it was Prima. Is either that or Tattered Angels, because you had like the shimmer paints and you were supposed to use it on these little cards and things. I liked it because it had the little bit of, it's a little bit outdoorsy looking because it was in my nature section in my little scrap rack over there, so I figured I'd use it. And she had like a long card, and I didn't have anything in my collection that in my ephemeras. I don't know if it came out of the ephemeras. It might have come out of the papers from the collection, so I didn't have it, and I had to make do. Now, I did have little tags that she had, so I did want to use those, and I put a little string in those in just a minute, but this is now the title. I got the little tag there, and I've gone ahead and grabbed that Autumn is in the Air, like she did on her little inspiration layout, because I go, it has to be kind of a horizontal title to bring it over to the left enough. So it is a sticker, so I kind of struggle just a second to make sure I don't stick to nothing. I'm looking to see, can I stick something up in there? I think she had maybe an additional little floral or something poking out. I ended up not doing that. I tried this little piece here, but I couldn't get it to look right. It just didn't feel good to me. So I tried it, and it just seemed like it was covering up the leaves too much, and I really didn't want to do that. So I ended up pulling that out of there. It's not going to stay. And I will end up putting that up on foam, that little title with the tag. I'll come in here in a second, and you'll see I'm going to pull out my little Frankenstein pieces of foam. See how I'm kind of filling that in there? And that takes me a minute, so I don't make y'all watch it. I think I've glued this down at this point. I'm not sure, though. No, it's still kind of moving, so I'll have to come and glue that down in just a minute. So I have my photo set kind of going. I got my titles. I'm going all over the place, y'all. I'm not staying terribly organized. I don't know why. I'm kind of skipping around on my page here, but I do. This layout took me a little while. I'm not going to lie. Anytime there's a lot of choices, it takes me longer just because I want to make sure I'm picking the exact right thing. And as I mentioned, this little collection that Anna's put together, this little, God, I read the name of it now. I don't remember what it was. But, I told y'all at the beginning. It's got 280 pieces. And do y'all see I've got them all laid out? I mean, there's 1,000 butterflies. There's all kinds of pumpkins. I'm going to have to find some more fall pictures and work on this because I do have a lot to work with, even yet still after this layout. And I used a lot of little pieces too. I did find this little thing that says Feeling Fall Vibes. I like that a lot, so I put that on top of the picture. And this is where I'm going to start messing with these little tags on the left-hand side. And these are the same as what Tachita had in her layout. So I like that a lot, and I do go ahead and use it. And I'll tie my little strings right here. There's a lot of little pieces of like fruit. There's pumpkins. There's crates of pumpkins. I mean, my gosh, there's like 4 trucks. I got to figure out somebody to use them trucks because I really like them. They're so cute. They're little teal, trucks. But I don't know, when I tried to use it in that lower right corner, it was driving off the page, and I didn't really like that. But I had to put that picture on the left because of the way she's pointing. So that's okay. I'll figure something out. It's gone into my fall stash over there. I'm sure I'm going to find another picture here and there. Anyway, I'm tying my little strings here on my tags, and that looks really cute. I like that a lot. And I'm going to start poking around through my ephemeras. I don't know what I do next, y'all, because it takes me a minute. I really do have to start kind of just dry fitting everything. I do find these leaves. I think it's the same as what she was using. I can't swear on it, but it looks similar, so I like it. And I've got that to the side there. I'm going to kind of start going from the top down. My apologies, guys. I got a little tickle in my throat. I'm going to start coming from the top down. I don't know why I do that. I don't always do that, but I'm going to glue from the underneath there. I get that little piece there. I end up pulling out the heart. There's like a little, I try the florals because she had these little florals on hers, but my picture's just shaped different, or the image, and it's just not, it didn't work, and I didn't want to put it on top, so it goes away. I'm going to pull out something else in just a second. It's going to be the little heart. There you go. You see the little heart with the little leaves behind it. I like this a lot, and I'm going to keep that. And I'm just kind of building, like I said, this left-hand cluster over here. As I started to mention, this took me a little while. It took me, I think it was 35 minutes of video, and I didn't even record everything. And y'all, my freaking tape gun, I don't know what's happening with that. That's about the third time that thing has wrapped around itself, and I have to pull it back out and fix it. I have no idea what's going on. It's the same tape I always buy, and it fits this gun, so I don't know what's happening. I don't know if I've just put it in there. I don't think I put it in wrong, but because it works, and then it gets all wrapped up around itself. I could not tell you. So this picture is my daughter. She's off at college at the time. I think she had a little friend who liked to take pictures or something, and she used to model, so she always enjoyed having her picture taken. And as I mentioned, I'm in Texas, so you don't have tons of fall. I mean, let's just be real. We have about 3 days of fall. Even as I make this video right now, it's September 25th, and y'all, it's going to be 90 degrees here today. There is no fall. So she was, I think, excited just to see orange leaves. It's not that Oklahoma isn't also warm, because it is, but they get a little more snow than we do, a little more cold. And I guess they got a little more fall. So she's out there taking pictures in the fall. And I'm not sad, because I get to use it for a scrapbook page. I realize this bottom card here, I need to add a little space, because I need to add a little, I want to add a little, this little leaves thing here. And I had it too narrowed up against the picture, so I had to pull that down just a little bit. So I'm going to add this little leaves. I don't think it's a sticker. I think it's a piece of ephemera. Yeah, a piece of ephemera here. And then I find this little forever, and I decided to put that up there. I'm deviating now. I've got some real similar pieces to what she had on her layout, and some I'm just going off the beaten path here, and definitely deviating from the original. But I'm kind of making the little triangle, little visual triangle of the teal is what my goal is here, because I've got these, the lower right teal, and then I got the left, and then I got that upper right. I'm going to build in that teal color. Here's where I'm putting the butterflies. Now, there is thousands and thousands of butterflies in this little set, because not only do you have the ephemera pieces, you got sticker pieces, and there's chipboard pieces. And I end up using, one of each kind, or not one of each kind, but I use some of each kind. Let me put it that way. I have a couple of the ephemera butterflies, I have a couple of the chipboard butterflies, and I use one of the sticker butterflies as well. So I was kind of proud of myself for doing that. But here's where I'm kind of figuring out, okay, which butterflies go where. I'm looking on that sticker sheet. I'm still thinking I'm going to have to build... I'll bet you money, if I tried hard enough, I could get 5 more layouts with these embellishments, y'all. There's just so much in here, and I'm trying to use it. I really am. I'm putting all kinds of stuff on this layout. I mean, I just keep adding and adding. I feel like I'm starting to overdo, but at the same time, I actually really like how it turns out. This is one of those more is more layouts, and I really liked it. So I'm digging around through my ephemera here. Look at all them pumpkins, y'all. Do you see that ginormous stack of pumpkins? I need to try to find me a little pumpkin. I'm going to do some fall decor on the house. I may do that, a layout about that with this stuff, because I do like all my pumpkins on the front porch. Do y'all decorate for fall? I don't decorate for Halloween, really. Like, I do think Halloween decorations are really cute, but here's the deal. I have to kind of prioritize, or I don't have a lot of storage, which is kind of ridiculous, because I have a good, nice house, but my husband doesn't let me... I have to put some of the stuff in a closet, and I've only got basically one closet to stick it in, because he doesn't really like to go up and down the attic stairs, and if I put too much up there, he gets aggravated. So I try to keep only Christmas up there and keep my fall stuff kind of within reach, which means I'm stuck to basically one closet. So if I start adding Halloween or Easter and all those things, I just run out of room. So I prioritize. So I do decorate for fall, but not really Halloween. But I'll go to the Aldi and get a whole bunch of pumpkins, because they're real cheap, y'all. Life hack, tip or whatever, go to Aldi for your pumpkins. I don't remember, I'd gone to Kroger's, I think, and they were $4 or $5 a pop or something like that, and I think Aldi was like half the price. So I buy a bunch of little pumpkins to put on the front porch. I find some hay bales. I do have a couple little scarecrow looking deals, and they're totally cute. So I think I might make a layout for that. Here's now, I'm having to use this Nuvo glue. That is running a little bit low, so it's going to take me just a second. I'm going to squirt some stuff. I kind of adjust and move things around here and there. I do have to use this glue for sure on these chipboard pieces, but that looks really cute, y'all. Now, the other thing I pulled out is out of my stash as well are these pins, stick pin looking things that have a very decorative end on them. They're kind of a turquoise leaf. Those came out of my stash. Don't even ask me where I got those. I could not tell you. They're in a little baggie with no label. I suspect I was probably wandering around some kind of little show or something, and they must have had them in a bowl or a box. Or I could not tell you, but I'm certain I picked them up, something like that. I did not buy them online or anything. I'm certain of it. So, but they look really pretty. Those are kind of the last thing I do, so you won't see that for just a second, but I'll stick those in there. For the moment, I got these little hearts that I'm just gluing these down. These are just little ephemera hearts, and I'm just kind of filling in some stuff here. Again, I'm just making this whole layout just more is more, man. I'm just gluing all the things down here. In a second, I'm going to get out the little, I thought they were brads when they first showed up, but they're actually little adhesive flare looking things. I guess they're called flare with the, well, they got a little ring on them, a little silver ring with the flare piece in the middle. I like them too. I think they're really pretty. And I end up using 3 of those, so you'll see that in just a second as well. And here's where I found a little piece of ephemera. It says jump into fall. She didn't have that on there, but I thought that looked cute. Well, she might have had something else. I think it said something like hello fall. So I guess I did actually do something similar to what she did. I felt like it was my own idea, but I guess she did something similar. Maybe not. Great minds think alike, right? So here's where I'm pulling out these little self-adhesive brad looking. They're not brads, but I thought they were. I'm going to put fall fun in there on the upper right corner. I struggle where to put this other one. I move it around like 87 times. I end up putting it right above the butterfly because I had that little bit of dead space right there, and it goes in there. It's fabulous. I struggle with it, though, because it just wouldn't stick, and I couldn't get it to do right. And so I messed with this just a second, but that is where that's going to kind of go. And I do like it. It's like I said, I just couldn't figure out how to get it set down there. Isn't that crazy, y'all? I'm trying to use them needle nose pliers, or not pliers, tweezers, and I'm just struggling with it. And then the lower right, I end up with a little thing that says hello, and it's in the green color. I almost chose a different one, but it kind of stuck to the plastic of the packaging, so I thought, well, you're meant to be. I'm going to stick that there, and I think, I don't remember if I do anything else after this other than get them pins. Oh, here's where I get these pins. Yeah, this is, you can kind of see, they're kind of the, like, imagine it's like what you would have used with, like, floral things. You know, they're like, I guess they're called floral pins. Like, you might have used them for boutonnieres or, you know, something with florals. And I like how these look because they're little leaves. And I think this looks really pretty. They're a little bit shiny, kind of opal looking. And I put 2 over on the left. I put 1 in the upper there, and then I put 2 down in the lower right. That one up there I kind of struggled with just a second because I'm sticking it in there, and it's kind of making things move around. I'm going to have to come back in with a little bit of glue after I don't think I put it on camera, but I'll come back in with a little bit of glue too. And I will glue these in. I'll have to come back in with some glue so they don't, I doubt they'll move, but I do come back in and use some glue on these little guys. So I put those in there, and I look a little bit, and I go, you know, some of these pieces need a little bit of foam behind it because it got pushed up. So that leaf right there, I want to put a little bit of foam. And that looks like a good layout to me. I'm looking at that going, okay, can I add anything else? Do I need to do anything else? And I decide, no, you have got a lot going on here, Christine. But still, look at all those pieces of ephemera and stuff I've got. And y'all, I barely touched the sticker sheet. So I still have to make another layout. Here's the slowdown. You can see everything going on here. I did write a little journaling that says October 2017 at OBU. And this looks so pretty, y'all. I'm really happy with it. I'm going to have to make some more layouts. There's just nothing to it. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. Please make sure you check out Peacecraft Love. She's got a ton to choose from. She's got these great surprise boxes. You'll love them. And don't forget to like and subscribe and check out my Instagram. Thank you so much. Talk soon. Bye-bye.